All right. Good evening, everyone. Jong Uy here, and welcome to the Racing Lines Purple Sector. This is for the F1 Miami Grand Prix. Happened just last weekend. Oh, and of course, I'm with my good buddies right here without Mr. Myles Sarenas. So, Yamboy is beside me, and of course, my favorite cousin is in New Zealand. Andy, how are you?
Good evening, Davao, Philippines. Kung saan ba kayo? Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever.
And
Right here in New Zealand, ang
in your
lamig
place,
na.
it's good
It
morning.
is 12, 37 na ng midnight dito. Anyway,
Yeah.
welcome to the Purple Sector.
Yes.
We are
Yes.
live.
Yes,
We are
good evening, ladies
here
and
again for
gentlemen.
the,
Yeah.
Yeah, yung
we are
mga
here for the Miami Grand Prix.
Yeah.
And quite the interesting race, the inaugural Miami
Yeah.
Grand Prix, I should say. It was a, a mix of everything, as you would expect from a United States
Correct.
Grand Prix. Remember, we have two of those this year.
Texas,
We have
right?
Austin coming later this year at the Circuit of the Americas. Pero tonight, we focus on the Miami Grand Prix.
Grand Prix.
And we are also joined by Mr. Talyar TV himself.
Yes.
Yamboy
Kumusta?
Caguiat.
Yes, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us. Siguro break muna tayo from the elections ng Monday.
Oh,
Kung
yeah.
purgang-purga
Yeah,
na
yeah.
kayo dun sa mga wall ninyo. Come and join us. We are live now. We will be talking about the Miami Grand Prix, the first ever F1 race done in Miami. Very, ano ba ito?
Star-studded.
Star-studded and very fake.
That's a good way to put it. That's a
Yeah,
good
there
way
was
to
a
put
fake marina there. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a fake marina. Well, yeah. So, did you watch the race, Andy? What time was the
Of
race
course.
in ano?
I think 8:30 ng umaga yun dito. 8:30 a.m. Yes. Tapos
okay.
sakto lang kasi ang duty ko that day was mga 1 p.m. pa. So
Oh yeah.
nakatingin pa ako ng race. So yeah, it just worked out talaga. Timing lang talaga na I was able to catch the race. Very rare occurrence kasi here in New Zealand, usually the race starts 3 a.m., 4 a.m. So yeah, I was really happy na it worked out this time.
Yeah.
Workout with what? The time.
The timing because
Ay,
it's
grabe ang
Yeah.
8:30 in the morning. But here in the Philippines, that was 3:30
In the
a.m.
morning. Wow.
Pero wala, kailangan magising to cheer for
passion di ba?
to cheer for the guys. So, yun. Well, since bago nga itong racetrack, so very expected na maraming madudulas sa practice pa lang. Sa practice pa lang, grabe na yung dulasan nila. So, a lot of adjustments ginawa doon sa mga kotse nila. And then, yung mga mishaps hindi tumigil until race day. So, from free practice 1, 2, and 3, we have the qualifying, Q1, Q2, Q3. Meron ding mga nangyaring disgrasya sa mga cars. Ganyan talaga pagka bago. Siyempre, they are checking.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they're checking the track, checking nila yung asphalt,
Yeah,
check nila
and-
yung mga turns.
And aside from that, ano din, because since that is a new racetrack, a lot of them are, trying it out, paano nila anuhin, no?
Yeah. Kaya, yun.
That's right. We actually will talk more about the racetrack later on in the show. Just a few bullet points lang no, for the track itself. A quick overview lang, if you will,
Yeah,
ng
go.
track itself. We're starting at turn 1 today, and it's a very uncharacteristically short run up to turn 1 from the starting line. If you looked at the map of the Miami racetrack, the starting line, or the pit lane, I should say, is right in the middle of the track, and it's a very short run up to turn 1. Turn 7 is where the fake marina is, with the fake water and the boats. Uh, so we'll leave it as it is kasi yun nga, it's part of the show, diba? F1 is a
Yeah.
show after all.
Showbiz.
The course has free DRS zones, which made for really interesting racing in my opinion.
Yep.
19 corners total. There were in fact 75 designs proposed for this particular
race.
track. 75 designs.
Yeah.
And they ran 36 simulations para lang makuha yung final design. So a lot of a lot of thought actually went into this track. Contrary to some people's opinion, sabi nila it's the new Sochi, it's the new Paul Ricard.
Paul Ricard.
Maybe not. I don't know. Time will tell. Kasi of course it's a new track, so it will have teething problems right from the start. We also will focus on turn 14 of the track, the notorious now turn 14, which is the where the chicane is, where two
Na
of
may
our
wall,
racers
diba?
had.
That's the one that has the wall, right?
That's the wall. Yeah. So that's
the Red
where
Bull wall.
two racers
Tama,
had
right?
a bit of a
Yeah, two
the Red Bull
racers.
wall. That's correct.
Yeah.
Two racers had a bit of an unfortunate incident
Yeah.
there, which we will touch on later in the show.
Yeah. Before we proceed with our next topic, I would like to shout out Ahos Motovlog. Yes, good evening there, Ahos Motovlog. Darwin's Zialita. Yes. High five, Alex Albon's 100% performance.
All right.
Of course, yes.
The
So
red
Darwin,
hair.
you're already
It's the
a
red
fan
hair.
of Alex Albons. And of course, Brian Lituanias, good evening. Yep, there we go. So, tell your friends about it. For those who are Formula One fans, you could join us every Wednesday after the race. Okay, so first stop, we're gonna talk about the qualifying sessions.
Okay.
So, Andy, have you seen
Yes,
the qualifying
qualifying
session? Yeah.
Q1 pa lang, there was already quite a bit of action in Q1 pa lang kasi you have all 20 racers on the track, and in qualifying kasi the problem is traffic. Kasi the people at front, yung mga nasa una ng linya, they want as much clean air as possible.
Yeah.
Ang problema is pag may kotse sa unahan nila, yung someone who was on a hot lap or someone who's even just on a warming up lap, kumbaga, that disturbs the air in front of the car. And if you want a good time for qualifying, you want as much clean air as possible. Ang problema dyan is you slow down to build a gap, diba, sa nauunang kotse. Some people slow down a bit too much, and you get caught by someone from behind who's on a hot lap who's slowing down.
Yeah.
Things get messy. Long story short, things get messy. So in Q1, K-Mag, sayang si K-Mag.
Yeah.
I had high hopes for K-Mag for this race, but Kevin Magnussen was eliminated. He was actually out-qualified by Mick Schumacher. I think that was the first time in this season he was out-qualified by his younger teammate. Guan Yu Zhou, same situation. He was caught in the traffic. He was actually building up for a decent lap, but Guan Yu Zhou was caught in the traffic. He was eliminated in Q1 as well, along with some more familiar names. Anyway, that was Q1 for you. In Q2 we saw quite a bit of porpoising again kasi -5 drivers. So the rest of the drivers had a bit more room to stretch, and so did their cars. Porpoising became a real problem, especially for the Mercs. Mercedes is still putting up with the porpoising problem this late in the game. So goes to show they really were not sandbagging. No. I think we can dismiss the sandbagging talk at this point because I think Merck has really admitted
Definitely.
we are unable to solve the porpoising problem. So anyway, that has really messed up their qualifying session. George Russell was eliminated in Q2. He had trouble setting a lap due to the porpoising problem. Basically, what happened is, sa sobrang shake ng kotse nila, they're missing their braking points, they're missing their turning points, their braking points. And it's really, really adding lots of time to their times, really. Daniel Ricciardo, another one who was eliminated in Q2, he was P14. So sayang. Lando Norris made it to P3. So
So there we go.
Good
These
start
are
for
the top
Lando
10,
for P3 for Q2 Q2 yan. Sebastian Vettel had a bad line through the chicanes. I think this was in turn 14 as well. So he missed his line and he was eliminated. Carlos Sainz had a bit of a run-in with his fellow Spaniard, Fernando Alonso. I think he may have ever so slightly impeded Fernando Alonso's progress. The stewards had a look at that, but I don't think they did anything else regarding that. And finally, we go to Q3, which saw a Ferrari 1-2. Leclerc and Sainz taking first and second. Leclerc punching in a time of 1:28.796, which is what you can see on your screens right now. Valtteri Bottas, P5.
Yeah, so this is what I want to. This is what I want to ask.
Very impressive run from the Finn. He drove the wheels off of an Alpha.
Yeah.
So this is one of the first time.
In fact, this was Alpha's best qualifying position since 2019. CP nyo yan.
Yeah.
And much to his satisfaction, he out-qualified Lewis Hamilton.
Former teammate.
Hamilton ended up in P6. His former teammate ended up in P6. So this was a hell of a start for Valtteri Bottas.
And also, Lance Stroll made it to the top 10.
Yeah.
So,
for
Pipino, Team Pipino.
Aston Martin.
Actually, in the closing stages of the qualifying session, si Max Verstappen has a chance actually to get a higher position. However, nagkamali na naman siya doon sa chicane.
Oh, he wasn't able to complete his run.
Yeah.
His first sector run. So wala siyang time
he had to back off.
So wala. That's the problem with Red Bull team this Miami race. Kasi yung practice nila wala. 'Di ba sirain lahat ng mga nila, yung performance nila. Unlike George Russell, who did a good run in his free practice 3.
Yeah.
Number 1, nasa pole siya for yung practice 3. Tapos nagtaka siya kinabukasan dun sa qualifying. Ibang kotse na yung dinadrive niya. So, iba na yung handling, iba na lahat. Sayang for Georgia kasi talaga I'm rooting for George kasi it's his first season in Mercedes and mabilis, fast driver din.
Yeah. At saka minention dito ni Darwin Jalisita, ang sabi niya is walang tech pro yung barriers at turn 13.
That's right.
I remember Carlos Sainz was really complaining na masakit yung likod niya after that bump. So
that's right.
So sure.
Carlos Sainz actually went into the race with back and neck pains, I think.
Yes.
And also
more
concerning than that,
Hindi, may concussion talaga siya because he was checking the race track. And then he went in that shortcut. Boom! Tumawa yung ulo niya dun sa bakal.
Talaga sa replay, napaka-abrupt nung stop niya. Hindi yung parang with the tech pro barriers na may konting give pa dun. It's a wall. It wasn't just a tech pro barrier. It was just a straight up wall. If we look at the reports again, Esteban Ocon was the other racer who had a very unfortunate run-in with the wall. 51 Gs.
Wow.
For that particular crash. That is a lot of force on the human body. So just goes to show, if you look at it in a different perspective, it goes to show how far F1 has come in terms of safety. Kasi 51 Gs and Ocon walks away. Diba?
Yeah.
We look back at Grosjean's horrendous crash.
Burning
That
of the
was
car.
the epitome of
Yeah.
it just
Ooh,
epitomizes
thought.
the
Hindi pa
efforts of
ibalahibo
F1
ko.
to focus on safety. Grabe yun.
Yeah.
Grabe yun. When I saw the fireball, I was like, oh shit, I just saw a man die.
Yeah.
And then watching him jump out of the flames like
Yeah.
that, I was like, oh,
Wow. Grabe
And
talaga.
the halo also
The
saved his
halo.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yung halo,
absolutely.
yeah.
So yun,
Yeah, so it's not just the halo. It's the neck support. It's
The neck support, the
the
Hans
the capsule.
system. The capsule.
The capsule that they use. The mono. Ano bang term nun? Basta yung one piece na capsule
Yeah.
na apparently is the same thing that they use in fighter jets these days.
yeah.
Yeah.
That
And,
saved
and
many racers' lives.
And of course, their prescribed suit and underwear.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Which we will
We will-
touch on.
Andy, I hope you have news for that.
Touch
We have jewelries. We have prescribed underwears. So
Yeah, are
stay
we doing
tuned for
that
that.
That's
mamaya
Sebastian Vettel's prescribed
Maya na yan,
underwear.
maya na.
Anyway, before we proceed to the next segment or the next topic, yes, Monoq. Yeah, Darwin, you're correct. Sir Bonis Silverio, good evening. Yes, shout out. Laika Moto, yes, good evening, Laika. Magandang gabi sa inyo. So, Sir Bonnie, good evening. Okay, so now let's proceed
Evening
to...
po.
Yeah? Let's proceed
Good
to the
evening.
race. So,
Okay.
go.
This one is exciting. Medyo puyat-puyat pa kasi nagising kami.
Ng alas 3 ng umaga.
No! Nagising kami 3:15.
3:15.
3:15, so medyo
Nag-alarm.
antok-antok pa. Ayan na yung start. So you can see here, okay, pause that photo, Jong.
Okay, yeah.
You can see here, if you remember the qualifying results, we have 1-2 Ferrari, 3-4 Red Bull.
Yeah.
Okay? So pagdating dito sa first turn, Carlos Sainz, actually, naipit siya kay Charles Leclerc. Hindi siya makabuelo. So kumbaga, na-sandwich na siya in between Charles Leclerc and Max Verstappen. That's why, after this turn, nauna pa din siya ng konti, pero turn 2 na kasi yung kabila. So si Max nandito na, it's a left turn. So left-hand turn. Max is there already. So yun. Kaya naging second si Max for the start.
So it's a very good maneuver by
Yes.
by Max Verstappen.
The reigning champion, Max Verstappen. So, ayan, eto na. Nakita na natin na
This is
nauna
turn
na
3, I think. This is turn 3, I think.
Turn 3 na ito.
Yeah.
Dito nauna na dito si Max Verstappen kay Charles, kay Sainz.
Carlos.
Okay,
Yeah.
Carlos Sainz.
And after that, I think that's in lap 8. Lap
Yeah.
8 that Max Verstappen made a move. This is that move.
Yep.
Okay.
So lap 8, DRS on lap 8.
DRS on.
That's where you can see the raw power of DRS
Yeah.
on
So-
a Red Bull.
Before this, Jong, Max didn't have any plans to overtake. He was only planning to close down the gap. Pero
Yep.
the turn before this, nagkamali na naman itong si Charles. Nagpanic na naman. And nakita ni Max yun. So, sinabi pa niya sa team niya, Leclerc is losing his front left tire. Bago siya
okay.
nag-overtake.
Hindi ko alam.
Niradyo pa niya.
Niradyo niya.
Kumbaga, tinext pa niya, brother, losing na yung left niya. Kasi nakita talaga niya na nag-slide ba. Although, within 1 second na si Max doon, hindi pa niya planong overtaken eh. Ano pa lang, kumbaga, i-close down the gap pa lang niya. Pero nakita niya, sumayo na kaagad yung Ferrari ni Charles. So, he took advantage of it and then, wala, buwelo na.
And
Straight
that's it.
away.
That's it. Wala na. All the way.
Wala na, pwede na matulog ulit.
Yeah. Hindi, pwede
So,
naman.
So that was the that was the first exciting na nangyari dyan sa race na yan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the battle between Charles and Max.
And here, it's really evident that the power of the Red Bull cars.
Yes.
Grabe.
Sa straight sila, dyan sila bumabawi.
Yeah.
Kaya si Ferrari naman sa kurbada, doon sila mabilis.
Yep, that's right. Red Bull kasi, Red Bull is carrying a wing configuration na yung less ang downforce. Sounds counterintuitive on a race car na you don't want downforce. The problem with downforce is it also incurs drag. So the more drag you have, obviously, the slower you go. So Red Bull seems to have found yung parang perfect na balance para sa kanila, para sa kanilang team, para sa kanilang drivers.
Yeah.
Where they can achieve the maximum speed of the car, na controllable pa nila ang speed and ang downforce. There is a slight disadvantage for the Red Bulls pagdating sa corners. Nakikita natin Ferrari has this clear advantage on the slower corners, on the slower bits of the track. Pagdating sa straights, however, especially with DRS on, Red Bull just takes the Ferrari every single time. You saw it with Max's overtake. You saw it with Checo. It's just a whole different, it's a whole different level really for Red Bull. Just going back slightly, in lap 7 before the DRS came on, I'd like to, kasi sayang rito mga drivers down at the back, no? Kasi there was a lot of action all the way down, way down the line. It wasn't just at the front. Guan Yu Zhou retires. Lap 7, sayang to tao ito. Retired with a car problem. Not his fault, to his defense. It wasn't his fault. It was a mechanical issue. He actually managed to overtake Daniel Ricciardo at one point, pero yun nga, something happened to the car. Valtteri Bottas, maintaining P5. He's fighting off the Mercedes. He maintained P5. He was just looking into joining the front, pero as the race progressed, parang doon na natin nakita na the difference between the front runners, aka Red Bull and Ferrari, and the rest of the pack. By lap 7, by lap 8, ang laki na ng time.
Ang laki na ng gap.
Ang laki na ng time.
Your P4 and your P5. But again, kudos to Valtteri Bottas. He is just he's just driving the wheels off of that Alfa Romeo right now.
But there was an incident later that we're gonna share to you about Valtteri Bottas and the incident
we'll
between
get to
him and
that
the
as well.
Mercedes. Okay, so after this couple of laps where Max Verstappen is already leading the race, so gaya na sinabi mo, they are really breaking away. Now, the first major incident right here is this one. This is the incident between Pierre Gasly, am I correct? And
Yes.
Lando Norris. Okay, so Pierre Gasly just came out from the pits and biglang Lando Norris sobrang bilis tumama kasi according to the stewards lumampas ng konti si Pierre Gasly.
Yeah.
Then a major
Yeah, he
accident happened
overcorrected.
right here.
Parang
He
ang feeling
overcorrected.
kasi ni Gasly noon, parang nasa free practice pa siya. Kasi before this incident, nag-overturn siya, so lumampas siya sa track, tapos pumasok siya, wala lang, just like practice lang. Hindi niya tiningnan yung rear view mirror.
Yeah.
Yun. That
I
happened
think he
at
was
lap
actually
41.
yeah. He was actually on the radio when that incident happened. If you listen to his radio, you could actually hear the moment tumama yung gulong niya sa right rear ni Lando. So, I think he may have been a little bit distracted. So kids, again, if you're driving, road safety advice, hands
No
off the phone.
texting.
No texting, no cell phone on the road.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's I think that's what happened there. It was a bit of everything really. So he rejoined the track. just didn't see Lando coming up to his left before he knew it. Sayang. So another wasted opportunity, unfortunately, for McLaren to really capitalize. Kasi ang ganda ng performance ni Lando Norris in qualifying, and he could have well taken some points away from this race. Admittedly, their strategy may have not been the best. I don't know for certain kasi Lando, I think, was on hards very early on in the race, so he and Daniel kind of fell to the back very early on in the race.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, we're no experts, so we can't really say what would have happened, but it is what it is. Wasted opportunity for McLaren to bag some points in this race.
Yeah. So this was the incident caused for the first safety car. So not a virtual safety car, but a safety car.
Safety car.
And here comes this one right here. This is the at saka ito ito yung napansin ko. So this was the chance again of Charles Leclerc to get close to Max Verstappen.
Yes,
But
tama.
hindi pa rin niya nakuha.
Oh.
So that is really the power of the Red Bull. But the second Red Bull made an attempt right here, which is Sergio Perez made an attempt ito yung
Wheel-to-wheel contact.
wheel-to-wheel contact ni
Yep.
what's this?
Sergio Perez.
Sergio Perez
And Carlos Sainz.
Is that Checo and Sainz?
yes, Sainz, but
Yep.
nag-lock yung wheels ni Checo Perez, nabawi din ni Carlos Sainz yung ano.
Okay. Just one thing to add there, Jong.
Yeah.
Checo's car was suffering from anong tawag nito? Andy, what's that? Yung kanilang hydraulic?
He locked up, di ba?
Hindi, yung may engine problem na si Checo dito.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, even before was it before? I think it was before.
Yes, even
this
before
whole
this
thing.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, even before that that whole sequence where Perez overtook Sainz and Sainz just took back P3. Even before that whole sequence, Sergio Perez had a bit of a mini heart attack, kumbaga, for all the Red Bull fans out there. Kasi apparently he started losing power. He radioed his team, "I'm losing power. And the team engineer was like, "No, you're not. Engine sensors are fine."
Oh.
So we had a bit of an argument on the radio, actually. So Perez he was losing huge chunks of time per lap. So doon niya nakita, uy, may problema ang kotse, I'm losing time.
Yeah.
So he reports to his team. The team says nothing wrong, and then they see the problem. It's an engine sensor problem pala.
Okay.
So it's the sensor.
Luckily, they were able to find the problem. It was a sensor in the engine.
Pero all the way until the finish, Sergio suffered from 30 horsepower loss, Jong. Pero tingnan mo naman, hindi siya na shake
Still
off
able to keep up.
Hindi siya na shake off ni Carlos Sainz.
Ni Carlos Sainz.
Malapit pa din siya, di ba?
Yeah.
Less 30
Still
HP
kept up.
pa yan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ganun katindi itong kotse ng Red Bull talaga.
Yeah, siguro Carlos Sainz just had a wall accident. So medyo
Careful
he's feeling
siya.
it. Yeah, he's feeling it, something like that. But evidently the power of the Red Bull is really there because despite the loss of power on the engine and something like that, he was able to, attempted, but nag-lock lang yung tires niya and eventually hindi din niya nahabol.
Hindi lang yun eh. Hindi nakalagpas si Carlos Sainz ng 2 seconds sa kanya. They're within 1.6, 1.8 seconds lang ang lamang. So hindi din na shake off ni Carlos Sainz si Sergio Perez.
Yeah.
So diyan natin makikita yung performance talaga ni Red Bull. Hindi lang because of the engine but because of their aerodynamic design and yun nga na-mention ni Andy kanina. So wala. Exciting talaga. So bagong dalawang top teams kasi ngayon year na ito.
Yeah, so we're missing the silver arrow, guys.
Anyway, sige lang, makabawi.
Oo, babawi lang sila. Mercedes has been really tinkering a lot with the car lately.
Yeah.
They've actually mentioned that they're actually contemplating dropping the design of their zero side pod, yung controversial nila na design for the season. They're considering dropping that as well. I don't know exactly what they're planning, pero they might be coming back as early as after ng Spain, Monaco.
Monaco. Yeah.
As early as the Monaco Grand Prix, they might be coming to the track with a whole new design for the car. So they are still hard at work on this season. They haven't given up on this season by any stretch of the imagination. But considering gaano nakalayo ang Ferrari ng Red Bull, they have a lot of work to do if they're gonna jump back into contention.
Yeah. Definitely.
So
this is,
we can see here, and also the angle of the camera here is really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, di ba?
I love this
Nasa
shot.
ano eh, nasa
I love
taas.
this shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, nangunguna si Lewis Hamilton against kay George Russell. After this turn, nanggigil na si Valtteri Bottas, nagkamali ang...
Ito.
yeah.
Let's,
After that turn. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I think this
one.
that particular shot was lap 49. Lap 50.
Yeah, this one is lap
Nako,
50.
sayang. Lap 50. Bottas runs wide.
yeah, he
Sayang.
runs wide. So,
Na-excited. Sayang.
He actually touched the wall at the he actually touched the wall there. That's another reason he lost so much time. So Valtteri runs wide, touched the wall. George and Lewis sneak past, and Bottas ends up in P7. Sayang talaga, considering he was outperforming both Mercedes for most of the race.
Yeah, with this with this development with the car of George Russell, he started 14, 12. Can you still remember?
George started. I think he was starting at P14.
P14, di ba?
So he
Okay.
really fought his way up
Yes.
up the order.
Tama.
Very impressive for George Russell.
So yun
And-
talaga.
And maganda kasi yung strategy nila kay George Russell because during this time, fresher tires.
He was
had a
was
pressure
actually
tire.
down to George Russell by lap 3, going back to lap 3, he was in P15,
P15.
on hards.
Ayun,
On hards, He started on hards in P15. So it wasn't if you were looking at that particular moment in time, sabi mo na, oh, good luck, George. You're probably gonna end up P8 maybe if you're lucky. Nope. George Russell fought his way up into up into the top 5. Grabe talaga, very impressive drive
taking
for
over
the Brit.
Lewis Hamilton's now overtaken.
He's making Lewis Hamilton work. Grabe.
Yes.
I don't think anyone's made Lewis work this much since a certain German.
Si
Since
Valtteri Bottas hindi nangyari sa kanya yan, di ba?
Since Nico Rosberg.
Nico Rosberg lang
Since
during that
Nico.
time. Yeah, Nico Rosberg. Best friend Nico
Grabe.
Rosberg. Yeah. Alright, so this was it. Then after that, of course, we got the checkered flag, which
Yeah.
is the...
Pero before that, Jong,
Okay, go.
lap number 54,
54.
Vettel,
Oh no!
And
I
Mick
was
Schumacher.
hoping we wouldn't
Yeah.
talk about lap 54.
yeah.
I was hoping we could skip lap 54.
Why?
Never mind. Lap 54. Would you like to
Yeah,
talk us
ikaw
through
na.
what happened in lap 54?
Ikaw na.
Sige.
Okay.
If I really have to. Lap 54, Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel having a good fight, towards the back of the pack, to be honest. And then Mick Schumacher hits Vettel, who I think, in Mick Schumacher's defense, Vettel may have closed the door a little bit. So, nauuna ng konti si Vettel. He may have taken a little bit too much of the curb. And of course, Mick had no room. So, He unfortunately hits the side of Sebastian Vettel's
T-bone.
car. Vettel spins. A bit of a familiar sight if you are a Ferrari fan of a few years ago, spinning Vettel. But anyway, Vettel goes down to P16 and Mick Schumacher had to pit for a new wing. So that put them both out of the points. Sayang talaga.
Sayang.
Vettel ends up out of the race, DNF. But in the same lap 54, Alex Albon crawls up to P10.
Yeah.
Very silently. I think it's the red hair. I honestly think it's the red
Yeah,
hair.
because he redyed it
Siya
because
mismo
in
sinabi niya,
Australia,
di
di ba? Sino yung Sino yung
think it's the
nag-beat
red hair.
kanina kay Alex Albon?
Si Darwin Zalicita.
Alex Albon
diba?
talaga. I mean, tama
Alex
si
Albon,
Myles.
P10.
Quoting Myles, ha, George Russell gave Williams points after 2 years.
Yeah.
Alex Albon less than, 4 races, 5 races.
4 races.
5 races old.
Grabe.
Nagbigay na siya ng puntos. Kaya, actually, our friend, Bong Aportodera, he's also rooting for
Alex Albon.
Alex Albon.
Yeah.
He hopes na Alex will have a good season. So, yun. Sana.
Alex Albon is used to be a Red Bull driver.
Yes.
So,
That's why his helmet is Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah.
Yep,
Sa-
it
kahit
still has
nasa
Red
ano
Bull
siya.
on it, yeah.
Yeah. He replaced,
Yeah, he's
if I remember,
paying
he
homage.
replaced Pierre
Gasly.
Gasly. Yeah, he replaced Pierre Gasly
That's
in the
right.
middle of the So yun. Then, of course, it's podium time. Here we go. So, again, Carlos Sainz was able to maintain that position from Checo Perez. As you can see, the time of Carlos Sainz and Checo Perez is more than 2 seconds, the gap. So,
Malaki
yun
talaga.
talaga, malaki
So
talaga.
finally, Carlos Sainz, hopefully this will be the start of a good run for him.
I hope.
He's had rotten luck. Let's just call it as it is. He has had rotten luck talaga in the last few races. Crashes, including this one. Remember, in the Miami Grand Prix, turn 14, he also had that really nasty crash. So I was pretty much convinced na he wouldn't be in the picture here. Pero kudos to Carlos Sainz. He really fought his way back.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
yeah.
this will be the start of a better run for him. Kasi that car in Carlos Sainz's hands, that car has a lot of potential. So he might. Well, we all know that a racer's greatest rival, diba, is his teammate. So I'm hoping he will give Charles a bit more of a challenge this year. That'll be
I hope,
interesting
yeah.
to watch.
Just like what George is doing to Lewis.
Oh yes, absolutely.
And
This is so awesome to watch.
Max also got the maximum points because of the fastest lap. So, congratulations to Max Verstappen. And then Charles Leclerc. Charles, next time, don't panic. Ha? Relax. Sayang ka.
Relax ka lang.
Checo, pagalitan mo yung mga engineers
Engineer,
mo.
yeah.
George Russell, huwag masyado magpahalata.
Pasimple lang.
Pasimple ka lang na mabilis
Pasimple
ka.
lang yan si George.
So, George, huwag masyadong pahalata na mabilis ka na driver. Pareho kayo ng kotse ni Lewis. Bakit? From 14, number 5 ka. So, George, congratulations. Valtteri Bottas,
With that mistake. With that
Yeah.
mistake on the wall, so...
pero at least he's bringing good points to Alfa
Yeah.
Romeo. Yeah.
For...
Oh yeah.
Diba?
Kaya nga eh.
Alpha, yeah.
Ang tagal
Sulit na sulit ang
yata,
Alpha
diba?
sa kanya.
The last time, ewan ko kung nakascore ba sila ng points.
1,
Kimi
2,
Raikkonen days.
ganun lang.
Yeah.
Konti lang.
Yeah, very few points, if
Yeah.
any. Very few. Nothing like what Valtteri is doing now for the team. Nothing. This is light years ahead of what how Alfa Romeo was doing
Actually, may
during
legend.
Kimi and Antonio's time.
Yeah.
May legend itong si Bottas eh. He was from Williams. Nung iniwan niya ang Williams, pulelat na ang Williams. transfer siya from Williams to Mercedes. Nung iniwan niya ang Mercedes, kulelat ng Mercedes. So ngayon, nasa ano siya, Alfa Romeo. See? Ganda yung mga scoring niya.
Yeah, there was a I forgot the episode of Netflix Drive to Survive where Toto Wolff was really tossing between Valtteri Bottas or George Russell. So
Yeah.
there was
Because
a
that-
Netflix episode on that one.
That was during the accident of George Russell and Bottas.
Bottas, yes.
Di ba nagkaroon
Yeah,
sila
yeah.
ng paggaan na
Was that
ginanon
Imola?
talaga niya?
Imola yun,
Imola.
di ba?
Yeah, Imola.
Imola.
Oh, Imola yun last year.
Yeah, Imola.
Yes.
Was it last year or two? Yeah.
Last
yeah,
year.
That
2019.
infamous
2020, yeah.
incident
21,
between
21.
Bottas and
2021.
Russell.
Bottas and Russell. Then the Toto
grabe
Wolff
yun.
was really maintained with Bottas, or I'm gonna get George Russell. But the next race after Imola was Belgium Spa. It was raining hard, and George Russell got.
Was that even a race, to be honest?
Yeah.
Because George was doing good in the rain
In the
sa
rain.
qualifying.
Yeah.
Kaya P3 siya noon, di ba?
Yeah.
So,
Yep. In a Williams.
In a Williams. Kawawa naman
Williams.
si Claire. at saka
Kawawa
si
na
Frank.
kasi
Yeah.
I mean, looking back now, Williams is one of the winningest teams, di ba?
Yes.
In all of
Yes.
F1 history. One of
Exactly.
the most powerful teams, no? Sayang na talaga how far they've
If you're
how far
going
they've fallen. Sayang talaga. Pero
yeah.
anyway, here's hoping na Williams gets back on their feet kasi yeah, they have so much more to give this sport. I mean, I know we're no longer under Frank Williams' ownership and everything, but carrying on the Williams name, just seeing the Williams name on the grid, it's just it's too
Yeah,
precious.
if I can remember the best best drivers of Williams, Nigel Mansell, Ralph
yeah.
Schumacher, sino to? Juan Pablo Montoya, who else?
yung idol niyo,
Ayrton Senna.
Dami.
Yeah, dami.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Senna.
Dami talaga. So
Yeah.
grabe ang history ng
Ayrton
Williams.
Senna, Williams.
So,
I think I'm not.
Because he died in a Williams car, di ba?
Hindi, McLaren. He died in a McLaren. car.
McLaren.
was that a McLaren or a Williams? Anyway,
McLaren.
long story short, so,
Yep.
Williams still struggling, obviously still struggling, but with the small haul of points being being taken in by Alex Albon at the moment, this is gonna go a long way.
Yeah.
This is gonna build morale. We're going to learn from all of this. So yeah, nothing but good things for Williams as long as they keep working hard.
Yeah, as you can see, the Constructors' Championship right now, 2 points. That is all from Alex Albon.
Kaya nga eh. So
Yeah.
for Drivers' Championship, we have Charles Leclerc leading for 104 points. Followed by Verstappen with 85, Sergio Perez 66, George Russell is 59, Carlos Sainz 53, Lewis Hamilton 36. Manong! Lando Norris 35, closing in to Lewis Hamilton. And then Valtteri Bottas, we have 30 points. Esteban Ocon 24 and K-Mag 15. And then we go to the constructors. Ferrari 157. Red Bull is closing in at 151. Mercedes 95. McLaren 46. Alfa Romeo 31. Alpine 28.
28.
Alfa Tauri 16.
Haas
15. Aston Martin 5.
and
Williams
Williams,
2. All because of Mr.
Slight
Albon.
correction lang. I'm looking at the latest na championship points. Williams doesn't have 2 points. It has 3.
3 points.
Okay.
Okay.
3 points. Alex Albon actually gained 2 points in the Miami Grand Prix. Kasi, yes, looking. Yeah, I shall explain if
Sige,
you guys
okay.
don't mind.
Explain, Andy.
Fernando Alonso, if you look at the screen,
Okay.
Fernando Alonso finished 9. However, he
Meron
incurred
siya.
2 separate penalties.
So 5 second
seconds each.
penalty. Okay.
2 5-second penalties. So plus 10 seconds.
Alex
He
Albon.
ends up below Alex Albon. I think nagpalitan sila or something like that. But Alex Albon is actually is classified P9 for the Miami Grand Prix.
Oh.
So that's
2
why he
points.
got 2 points. Okay, okay.
All right.
Exactly. So that's a total of 3 points for Williams Mercedes now.
Alex Albon yan, ha? The
yeah.
redhead.
The redhead. The redhead.
And he did say he's going to keep the red dye on his hair. He's gonna keep that. And he actually made a bit of a bet with the team.
Yeah.
His
Bakit?
bet was if he gets points for the Miami Grand Prix, the entire Williams team is going to dye its hair red.
Really? Totoo yan?
Yep.
Wow.
Hanapin yan.
All right.
Look it up. Expect red hair from Williams for the next Spanish Grand Prix, 2 weeks away, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
May
yeah,
22,
yeah, yeah.
23, 24.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna be fun to watch.
So, next will be news from all the way from New Zealand. Andy,
Yeah.
ano yung mga F1 news natin dyan?
Wait. Hindi, meron pa.
Actually,
Before we're gonna do the
let's,
news.
Let's
Okay.
make this count. Let's make this count. Jong has actually prepared for this moment.
All right.
So,
Alright.
let's prepare for this moment.
There we go.
Let's make this one count. Diba?
News for... Alright. The first in the news. Courtesy of race fans. Andy.
F1s. Okay, so first up in F1 news. So we're just taking a few things from around the world of F1.
Ako din nawala.
So going back to the Miami circuit, that Miami chicane we've been talking about, turn 14. We're looking at future tweaks for the racetrack. As we know, it was quite infamous. Quite a few drivers had a few run-ins with it. Notably, again, Carlos Sainz, seen here,
Yeah.
and Esteban Ocon.
Esteban Ocon.
So again, Esteban Ocon, if you recall, 51 Gs when he hit that barrier, when he hit that wall, without the Tech Pro. So talagang masakit yan. Anyway, Formula 1 will consider adopting the turn 14 to 15 chicanes in Miami, which were criticized by the drivers. So this is coming straight from Ross Brawn, from the man, Ross Brawn.
Yeah.
I think it can be tuned, sabi niya. Those sort of complexes are always very sensitive, tama naman, to curb placement and the racing line itself. So you have to remember, this is a street circuit, and sometimes people forget that when we see some of the fast open corners we managed to create, street circuits are challenging. True. They should have a variety of challenges. Again, true. And the great thing about the street circuit is I think you'll have some great racing opportunities. Again, I agree. This circuit is brand new. This is the inaugural Miami Grand Prix. Keep in mind. The track surface, for example, is quite different, in fact, to what our F1 racers are used to. Apparently, there's quite a bit more limestone na hinalo nila sa mixture when they were laying down the actual tarmac.
No,
So Charles and a few other drivers have made comments about this kasi when you come out of the racing line, aka yung linya na may rubber na, which has been laid down by previous races, cars up ahead, when you step out of that racing line, even if it's dry or if it's wet, doesn't matter. That's it. You're gonna slip. You're gonna spin. You're gonna hit the wall somewhere. So, dyan pa lang we can see this track really is new. So it's gonna have teething problems, like a lot of things in this world.
Yeah.
It's gonna have teething problems. So drivers were voicing concerns over the slow chicane and its surrounding barriers kasi yun nga, it's not the safest in the world if you crash. Sainz has commented that we need something slow, we need something tight. Tama naman. It's just the nature of the two curbs, the way they're put together. Because the way they're put together, quite close. And if you make a mistake, you're in the air. It launches you in the air, and that's why you lose traction because obviously you're no longer in contact with the road. That's why you're just a passenger at that point. So again, Carlos is saying it's a new track. You're always gonna go through these phases, and they've already been in touch, in fact, with Formula One management. Ross and his team are actually going to sort it out. They're going to put together a better piece of circuit. This is coming from Carlos Sainz.
Oh, okay.
Very, very interesting developments here for the Miami Grand Prix, in my opinion. This circuit has so much potential, so let's not write it off just yet as the next Paul Ricard or the next Sochi. Because there's so many developments that can be done to this track, and F1 in America in general, it's taking off.
Yeah.
It's taking off. They're trying to claw back. Obviously, they're trying to claw back their reputation after 2005, which I prefer not to talk about. Anyway, okay, we'll talk about it a little bit. One of the most farcical races in F1 history. I think it was 2005.
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, the infamous Indianapolis racetrack.
Nah.
So after that year, F1 has been doing a lot to fix its reputation in the US. And yes, it's working. Ang attendance nila for this race, ang dami, jam-packed. The stands were jam-packed despite the exuberant ticket prices.
Yeah.
So that alone is a good indicator. That's why we're very motivated to fix this track, because if I remember, Miami is under contract with F1 for the next 10 years. Yep. So they have lots of time to improve. They have lots to improve. So I'm looking forward to good things from this track. So we're gonna move on now to our next article. Kind of the lighter side of F1 now. Martin Brundle and his legendary grid walks.
Yeah.
So, Martin Brundle has been he's actually come on Twitter and he's actually said he dislikes doing the grid walks. We will see a shot of his tweet in a moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, for those who are kind of new to what Martin is doing, Martin Brundle, ex-F1 racer, has been doing these grid walks for the past 25 years. Di lang natin napansin masyado kasi yun nga, it's basically just interviews now. The problem comes when F1 is in the US. For 2 straight years now, when F1 has been in the US, Martin Brundle's grid walks have been either really funny or incredibly awkward.
Bakit daw?
So, Martin has been, because with these grid walks, kasi, the problem, hindi naman problem, no? Pero how these grid walks are supposed to work is, Martin has the chance to come down to the grid, interview the drivers, interview the race managers, whoever. In the US, kasi they mix celebrities in the grid. They allow the celebrities and the big shots to come to the grid. So Martin has the unenviable task of walking around the grid, shoving a microphone into whoever he decides deserves an interview. And in the US, the choices aren't very, savory. So here in this shot, DJ Khaled, he gave him a 26-second monologue about the wonders of Miami daw, kumbaga. It was really cringe-worthy talaga. If you look back at it's on YouTube. The grid walk is on YouTube. Have a look for yourself. This next shot, this was from last year, but same idea. That's Megan V. Stallion. May or may not be recognizable to some of our viewers. Martin tried to interview Megan V. Stallion. It was going well right up until Megan's bodyguard interrupted. Because he didn't recognize, none of these people recognize who Martin Brundle is.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They have no idea. Akala nila kung kahit sinong reporter lang yan. So they shoo him away. They ignored him like David Beckham just blanked him basically. Poor guy. So
really?
I'm not surprised, but I'm not surprised. Yeah, yung shot kanina of David Beckham and Martin Brundle. David Beckham, he's a fellow Brit, and he had no idea what was going on. So it's a mixed bag really when F1 comes to US. So it's
Yeah.
Awkward,
kawawa
no?
talaga. Unenviable task, to say the least. Natawa pa ako ng isang shot dito when well, ito rin si Martin Brundle, minsan he messes it up sometimes. In the Miami Grand Prix grid walk, he mistook Paolo Banchero, basketball player. He mistook that individual for Kansas City Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes. So awkward. Yeah, it's this shot right here, the tall guy in the middle. He mistook that guy for Patrick Mahomes. So
Okay.
awkward.
Yeah, very awkward. Yeah.
Talagang. So really funny or really cringeworthy, depends on where
Yeah.
you're sitting. So yeah, that tweet you saw, that was actually from Martin Brundle. So he did say he has never looked back at any grid walks that he's done kasi yung pati siya mismo, he doesn't like it. But yeah, again from the tweet, it's come to define most of his career. So he's gonna keep doing it to much to our entertainment or to our dismay.
Nice. Yeah.
Okay.
Nice one, D. Nice one. Yeah. But nevertheless, it was really a celebrity weekend there. So we've seen photos of Michael Jordan. We've seen photos of LeBron James. Photos of, there you go, Beckham was there. I think that's Serena Williams a while ago. D?
yeah.
That was Serena Williams. Yeah.
One of the Williams twins.
Yeah, one of the
Yep.
Williams twins, and Will Smith was not there.
Soft.
Not this time.
The softest rapper.
Tom Brady was there. Yeah, so ano talaga.
Oh, yeah.
So it was okay. So next stop would be Spain.
Spain.
That will be on May 22.
2.
Yeah,
May 22.
that will be on May 22. So it's the start of the European Grand Prix. So they're gonna go around the Europe right with this one. And of course, gaya po na sinabi namin, we'll be having this F1 live streaming party at Durian Bar. So we're gonna start.
Ooh, is that finally
this June.
happening?
Yeah, that's finally
Yes.
happening. That's
June.
gonna be
Nice.
this coming June. So maybe during that time, D, we can have a video of you watching with us, something like that.
Ay, ako tingnan ko lang kasi I think on that particular day baka night duty ako niyan.
Night duty.
Wala akong pasyente then. Wala akong pasyente, I can watch pero
Yeah.
baka may
Yeah.
pasyente ako nun kasi night duty so ako lang isa solo. So medyo mahirap. Pero kung wala akong pasyente, well,
Yeah.
I'll see you there.
You never know. You never know.
So,
Yeah.
ay nako.
we have an activity coming up, diba?
Yeah.
Okay.
This May 14, this coming Saturday, we invited all the car clubs kung sino man pwedeng pumunta. It's all expense paid. Your drinks and your
Pollutant.
pollutants are on us, the racing line. So please do come at
Ay
Durian
nako,
Bar.
nagpapainggit kayo
Yeah.
Ano ba?
Everyone invite all the different car clubs because this is about not only for the F1 live streaming, but also we have a surprise for all of you. So there's gonna be a competition against all the auto clubs. So
Wow.
just be there and you'll know
Masaya.
what's it all about. So aside from that, I'm just gonna mention na lang that since that we are opening the racing line karting next week, that will be next week. And once that we open it, that is going to be part of the auto club activities that we are going to propose to you. Aside from that, of course, the F1 live streaming, and we're gonna have
Ay, nako.
series of small
Guys, you're
mini
giving
car
me more
shows
reasons
happening
to
on a weekly basis. So that's gonna happen
you're giving me
soon.
more reasons para umuwi. Ano ba?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because
Gusto ko tuloy magbakasyon sandali.
I think we planned it way before pa, diba?
Yeah, way before pa. Actually, it's
Before
being planned.
before the pandemic.
Before pandemic pa. So
Ganda ng
hopefully
plano.
we're happening. So sana tuloy-tuloy after the elections, wala nang surge daw kuno. No?
Oh, sana. And
Yeah.
then,
Fingers
yun,
crossed. Ingat kayo dyan.
Yeah.
calling all car clubs on May 14, anong oras ba?
7:30.
7:30 in the evening, Durian Bar, drinks and pollutants are on Jong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just be there.
okay.
Oh,
Miles, are you
Kakaingit
watching? Be
naman.
there. Kapitbahay mo lang yun.
Oh, Miles.
Yeah.
Ano,
kung saan ka man,
enjoy.
Myles.
May 14 is a Saturday, so see you there.
Yeah. All right. So that's it for
Wow.
us.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice race, Miami GP. It's inaugural race, and definitely if Andy reported us that they're gonna do a lot of improvements on that racetrack, which means that they're gonna come back. Normally, the contract for a racetrack for having a Formula 1 stage on that city or in that place more or less 3 to 5 years. So definitely they're gonna do a little bit of more improvements on that one, and
Oh, yeah.
maybe they could add some tech pro barriers there that they could, similar to NASCARs na yung tipong semento na may spring na tipong ganun.
So
Yun
just
naman sa-
making it safer basically for
Yeah.
the racers. Kasi yun nga, when a racer kasi, when they feel that the track is safe enough, they get more confidence to push the cars more.
Yeah.
So this could end up giving us better racing actually. So
Yeah.
these improvements are all for better racing. So I'm looking forward to big things from Miami
Yes.
and F1 in particular.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right. That's it. The last few words before we go.
So yes, thank you once again for joining us tonight for this live session here at the Purple Sector, the Racing Lines live F1 talk show. Thank you sa mga nag-comment, sa mga nagpa-shoutout. Shoutout! Yun! Yun ang shoutout niyo. Anyway, do join us again next week or next time na mayroon na naman tayong live session. Join Jong and Yamboy and Myles for
Hopefully.
their upcoming live watch-along
Yep.
sa Durian Bar. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
And free food and beer, so
Of course.
I know I'd be there. Yeah, we we have many things as well. Hindi lang F1, Racing Line. This show has many things planned for you guys.
Yes,
We have
yes,
many things in the pipeline that we cannot wait to share with you guys.
Yeah.
So, yeah, don't forget, like the stream,
Yep.
subscribe to the Racing Line, follow the Racing Line on social media, on YouTube, on Facebook.
Facebook, YouTube.
Like, share, and subscribe, kumbaga.
Yeah. Great.
And
Nice.
we will see you on the next session.
Of
All
our
right.
Purple Sector. Yam.
Okay, once again, thank you for watching the show. I hope you learned something today, and if hindi naman, I hope you were entertained, and I hope we have given you at least an hour and a half of election break. Kasi masyado ng toxic yung wall ninyo.
Yeah.
Nood tayo dito. Good, fun, karera, and also calling all car clubs. Please do not forget May 14, 7
Saturday.
p.m. Saturday, 7:30 p.m. sa Durian Bar. It's in Huna Subdivision, right beside the Chinese consulate. So,
Near
see you there.
World Palace.
See you there. Drinks and pollutants are on Jong. And yeah, excited na kami
Tinuturo
for
talaga si Jong.
Yeah.
excited na kami for the activities lined up for you guys. So
Yeah.
thank you for watching the show. Jong.
Yeah.
Ciao.
That's it. Thank you so much. We're gonna happen. This is every Wednesday, or not literally every Wednesday. It's gonna happen the Wednesday after a race weekend. So that's it. So we'll see you again next weekend. That is for the Spanish Grand Prix. And next Wednesday for the Spanish Grand Prix, May 22. That's the Spanish Grand Prix. This Saturday, we'll meet all the car clubs. And Andy, we'll see you soon. Yeah.
Yep, see you soon.
Alright. So
Okay.
guys, maraming salamat See you. Good night. Thank you so
Bye.
much for joining us.
Good night,
this
everyone.
Wednesday.
Stay safe.
Good night. And Andy, good morning there. And
Yep.
take care, everyone. God bless.
Stay safe.
Wait, sorry.
Lights out, and it's Lewis. And Lance Stroll's car, and we have 19 on the grid then.